Hey, it's Tim. I have spent an obscene amount of money for this blue bag and what's inside. This is a tent. It is the Zpacks Altaplex Lite. It is so light, I keep dropping it because I can't hold it. I forget it's in my hands, it's so stinking light. See? I've dropped it again. Anyway, it is extremely light, and inside, what you see here in this bag weighs this much. I'm gonna have to put it on the screen because I forget. At the time of this recording, I have forgotten how much this weighs. It is very, very light. It comes in a fantastic Zpacks bag. As you can see, it is still wrapped from factory with the I haven't done anything with it yet. I mean, I've looked at it all wrapped up, but I haven't taken it out because this is the light version, which is like the lightest, well, it's the lightest Altaplex in the world. And so it's super light. In this bag, I have crammed my tent stakes. Now this tent uses 10 stakes. I don't know how that's gonna work. I usually use 8. So I have 8 of the Easton Nano stakes right here. And then I put a couple of two miscellaneous ones that I had at home just to see how that goes. Because today, we're gonna set this tent up for the first time in my entire life ever. We're gonna do that. Also, I have purchased, along with said tent, this is called a trekking pole jack. It is going to extend my trekking pole because my trekking pole, for the Altaplex, because it's taller, the Altaplex, if you don't know, is a little bit bigger than the Solo, what's it called, Soloplex? It's a little taller, which makes it a little longer, gives you a little more headroom, and a little bit, because I am 6'1", with my hat 6'2", because there's a nub on the top. And if I'm wearing shoes, I guess that makes me 6'2.5". So, yeah, this jack extends my trekking pole because my trekking pole doesn't go high enough. So, if I ever get new trekking poles, then I may not need this. I'll probably get longer ones. Or if I decide to just start carrying one, I'll get one longer one. I won't need that. So, we're going to use it today, though, because it is required. Here is the Zpacks Altaplex, still rolled factory. We're gonna set this up today. I've never done it. You're gonna see the virgin setup of the Zpacks Altaplex tent right now. Feel free to laugh as I set this up if it looks as though I don't know what I'm doing. All right, because it is a beautiful, fantastic, sunny Southern California day, we found this nice tree with some beautiful shade, and I'm gonna set the tent up right here in this flat dirt patch. With this tent, it has a very light floor. I'm going to first make sure there's no sticks and branches in the area in which let's get rid of these rocks. Okay, we're gonna make sure there's no sticks and branches like there are in the way to poke a hole in my $1 million tent that I have just purchased, where I had to sell stuff. I had to sell stuff to get it. All right, that's pretty good. Let me find the big blue tent. Now, to me, this seems more like a condominium than a tent, based on the price. I'm going to joke about that a lot, the price. But I'm really into carrying my Volpi 30-liter Fastpack, and I'm trying to keep the weight down as much as possible. Not just to be like an ultralight backpacker, but I enjoy my time on trail more so than my time in camp for the most part. And so I just want to enjoy the day on the trail and sleep, have a good sleep hopefully, and wake up and enjoy my whole next day on the trail. So that's why I kind of want to keep it light. That pack is extremely comfortable. It has running style vests. You may have seen it in my previous videos. But here we go. We're going to set the Altaplex up. Okay. I like that it has the yellow cordage. Oh, look, you can see right through it. Almost see right through it. Here we go. I need these stakes. So I'm gonna, I think, start with these back corners and try and stake this back corner loosely in this really hard ground. I'll need this rock. Okay. This tent looks huge. All right, now we're gonna need a trekking pole, which is here. And it wants to be really high. I don't remember how high, so we're gonna figure that out right now. Now my trekking poles are black diamond, super duper old trail ergo cork. I've had these for quite a while. Like, in fact, ever since I started hiking and backpacking, this is the only trekking pole I've ever had. They have held up really well. Okay, we're gonna, the pole jack has like a little spring-loaded dealy bobber in there, so it kind of bounces in and out. And so I'm not sure why, but that'll probably keep some tension on it. We're gonna see if we can find the peak somewhere here on the tent, which appears to be about right here. So, and here's our line. Oh, I see. All right. I'm going to stake this down somehow. Ooh, that's as far out as it goes. Ugh. Okay, like so. Let's see if there's... Hey, what does this say? I don't know what that is. Oh, that's the repair stuff. All right, there, it's kind of like that. We're going to stake out these other corners. Just get the stakes in. We'll do some adjustments. Wow, that ground is hard. Where's my hammer rock? Hammer rock. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna cinch it down. Maybe my trekking pole is long enough. So there's like a pocket here. All right, let's tighten it down. So far, I gotta tell you, this is pretty simple. And maybe I don't need the pole jack. Maybe I don't need this. We'll find out. Because I've got my trekking pole all the way up, and there's no room to take up on the slack. I mean, it's as tight as it'll go. So maybe it's perfect. Wow, that was pretty easy for the basic shape. Let's walk around. Let's walk around and take a look at what I've accomplished. That was super fast. Now, I've got some other guy lines I'm going to stake out. And we'll look at that next. Sorry, there's like a little knot right here. It's not coming out. It almost seems like this guy line's not long enough, but because it's like straight down. Ugh. Where's my rock? I'm using a chunk of concrete that I found here in the wilderness. Okay, let's take this and this, bring these together. These are the storm doors. And wow, that's weird. Hold on a second. I do not have this part figured out. There's some hooks. Okay. This little T-hook right here. And you just hook your loops right on there, and you can cinch it down. That's pretty cool. I like that. All right, there we go. Now it looks like at bare minimum, I could just stake this out with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stakes. But I think there's a stake out in the middle that I forgot, right here. I'm gonna stake this out right here. Where's my rock? Here we go. And we'll pull that taut. Can we say tight, or do I have to say taut? I'm not really sure. Yeah, look at that. That really pulls that out. Now we've got these other ones. 1, 2, 3, 4 more tie outs that we can do to really give yourself some more room inside. Let's do that. Right, we've also got these head and foot tie outs that we're gonna do. Kind of readjust everything. All right, now I've got it all set up. We're gonna, I think it's good. It's like a pyramid, kinda. Let's look at some of the other cool stuff about this $1 million tent. All right, let's go inside and see how it is. First, I think I can roll this back, this here door, and there's some kind of toggle somewhere. Here it is. It's not magnetic. It's just the T toggle thing, which is great. Let's roll this one back. It's got this pretty cool rainbow zipper door thing that some like and some don't like, but I like it because with my Gossamer Gear 1 tent, you can only have your head at one end of the tent. So if you kind of set up funky and you need to flip, you can't. But in this, you can. So let's get inside. All right, I'm climbing into the tent, the Zpacks Altaplex Lite version. I'm in. All right, let's zip up this rainbow door, which I like. Now the zipper works really good. This is a teeny tiny zipper, and a very thin bug mesh. But I like the rainbow door because you can run the tent either direction. All right, I'm sitting up, and I still have my hand is fully extended. The camera does not zoom out far enough for you to see that, but my hand is fully extended and my fingers are up in the peak. So quite a bit of space between my head and the roof. I'm gonna lay down. And yeah, you know what? I'm glad I got the Altaplex and not the Soloplex, because I am 6'1", plus a sleeping bag, plus a pillow, and just barely fit in here. Just barely. My head is right there. My feet just barely fit. You know, when you're thinking about condensation and things like that. There's also these little tie outs right here. The tie outs are not really tie outs, they're strings to adjust the bathtub floor. So I can hook this up here, make some adjustments somehow. I haven't figured out how to do it yet. Remember, I'm new. Oh, here we go. Yeah, and you can adjust the bathtub floor for splash, etc., which probably needs to be adjusted for each condition. And then of course the bug meshing goes all the way around. We're gonna adjust this one too, because we can. We're inside the tent. I guess I didn't really have to undo that, did I? Also, this tent comes with, I'm like, what's this right here by the door? This is a little patch kit and an extra zipper. What? Let's see what we got here. You know, you figure you're spending quite a bit of money to get something. Yeah, I've got two replacement zippers and a patch kit for the fabric. What do you call it? Like tape. No, it's tape. Not really like a patch kit. It's tape. And quite a bit of it too. I have torn a hole in a DCF tent one time, and I don't know how it happened, but there was a I gotta turn my head. There was a slit. I woke up and I'm like, hey, what's that slit doing right there? It was a tarp that I had that I liked a lot. All right, I'm gonna put this back. I do gotta say, it's a little concerning that I got two extra zipper pulls for the zipper, meaning that might break. I would think that this tent might not be for the thru hiker in mind. It's lightweight, it's thin, it's probably wouldn't, unless you really took good care of it, probably wouldn't hold up for sleeping in every single night for 6 months or so. But for the ultralight backpacker, people trying to keep their trail weight in a comfortable place, this is pretty good. All right, now this is the wall right here, and you can see the light coming through and everything. One of the concerns I had was how see-through the fabric is and how thin it is. I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna see if you can see me. Can you see me? I'm right here. Can you see me? All right, could you see me in there? I don't know if you could see me or not. I was waving, yelling. You might have heard me. The fabric is very thin. All right, we're gonna take one more look around the big blue condo that I've purchased here and just go over some quick specs. I paid $705 US for the tent and the trekking pole jack. The tent stakes are mine. Of course, that's up to you, what kind of stakes you want to use. The weight of this tent, as it comes from the factory, just by itself, is 13.2 ounces. That is stinking light. My Gossamer Gear 1 on my scale at home weighs 22 ounces. So that's quite a bit of savings for my pack weight. I'm pretty excited about that. The floor and you can see here that the, you can put your hand right up against the fabric and see through it. It is, that's okay. I'm okay with that. It lets some light in. You're not gonna sleep all day in this thing, but it also blocks some of the sunlight. And it also kind of just shows how thin and light the material is. It is thin and light. For a full list of the specs, go look on the Zpacks website. They've got a great way that they've got their website set up. When I was looking at this tent, I found the information to be very, very clear and easy to understand. So anyway, I'm excited to go try this out. Now what we gotta do is go camping, go backpacking. I'm excited. I wanna go backpacking. I've been trying to get out, but it's been too hot. The areas I wanna go in Southern California have been too warm. So I'm gonna head up to the mountains very, very soon and do some backpacking. Thanks for watching. I'm glad you made it this long. Hey, to check out some of my other backpacking videos, click this thing right here. There's a video here you can click and go watch some backpacking stuff. Thanks for watching. See you later. Rolls up pretty small and I lost the bag. Oh, it's here in my pocket. Didn't even know it was there.